Here in our Jakarta studio, we have been having a few days chatting with analysts and our digital correspondents in the lead up to the vote, and now it's really the morning after. So it's time to unpack results. With me is Wasisto Raharjo Jati, who's researcher at the Center for Politics, National Research and Innovation Agency of Indonesia. I beg your pardon. That's right, I keep forgetting where we are, but we are in Jakarta. That fountain will remind me. So tell me, your reaction to Prabowo's early lead in the count and the early margin of victory too.
Well, actually, I was shocked and I was surprised to look at the pollster showing the vote percentage between each candidate. Usually, the exit poll or maybe not showing the huge gap between its candidate. However, in the latest election, we can see that there is big differences between Prabowo Gibran, Anies Muhaimin, and also Ganjar Mahfud. So, I think this is surprising result of the early voting count because. In previous counting system, I think the youth is not big like we did in this context.
Well, of course, over 50% of the electorate were people under 40.
Correct.
The consensus from the academic and intellectual elites here, people in your circles, is that Prabowo's win marks a backslide in democracy and a possible return to the system of political patronage. Where do you stand on this?
Well, actually, since Prabowo was the son-in-law of the former Suharto president, so many of scholars argue that this can be a re-emergence of the authoritarian power. However, I think the old Prabowo is different with new Prabowo. I think this could be lead a new era. That maybe Prabowo want to show different images and also different personalities.
But Wasisto, a lot of that showing had to do with his campaign message, right? But do you have faith that there is a new Prabowo and he's left that perhaps authoritarian past behind? Do you believe this?
Yes, I have belief in this context because yes, of course, Prabowo has a connection with the previous regime, I mean the Suharto regime. But we have in the new period after Jokowi, so I think Prabowo also want to build a new images, new periods that show his lead rather than just under the shadow of his past or Jokowi regime.
Well, there is the shadow of Jokowi that everybody's been talking about as well, and I got hints of it last night when I watched their victory speech at the Istora Senayan, right? Prabowo actually used a lot of words that were peppered like with language from the Golden Indonesia vision. He said, we will care for, we will protect, we will defend. And then his son came out to say he didn't expect such a big win. It came out of the youth who want a journey towards Golden Indonesia. Do these hint towards Jokowi era politics?
Well, I think that's part of the evidence that Prabowo will continue Jokowi legacy since most of his campaign is similar with what Jokowi did in the last 10 years. And I think for the next administration, Prabowo will specifically focus on the specific things. For example, the new capital city project, infrastructure, and maybe social aid redistribution. So those things are very helpful to boost Jokowi popularity. So, and I believe that Prabowo also want to do this to improve his approval rating as Jokowi does right now.
And a big part of your job is to research, of course, the new capital city, Nusantara. What will yesterday's result mean for the future of this massive infrastructure project?
Well, I think it is give us the clear evidence that Prabowo will continue the new capital city transfer. However, we still concerned with the funding scheme and also the networking because Prabowo was not in charge in this policy. So we still need more proof, more evidence that Prabowo can be the best person to in charge in this
What sort of proof are you looking for?
Pardon me?
What proof are you looking for?
Well, Prabowo previously engaged in the food estate project that not likely relate with the capital city transfer. So I think if Prabowo want to continue the capital city transfer, he need to more be apparent to see his commitment, his attitude to continue his this project, because in many occasions, just Minister of Development Agency, Minister of Home Affairs that always often came to the capital city site rather than Prabowo. So I think for appealing to people more, Prabowo should give more visit to the East Kalimantan.
Okay, more plane rides for him. Very quickly, do you see Pak Jokowi remain as a powerful person and possibly a mentor to his son Gibran? We just have a few seconds.
Well, I think so, because actually Gibran is too young to hold the national executive power, and perhaps Jokowi would be a mentor for him to give advices, suggestion, or maybe recommendation for policy making process. Then it is a typical of Jokowi that maybe want to still be influential in the next administration to secure his legacy, secure his current policies through his son in power.
So no full retirement back in Solo?
Well, actually, he said that. He said that he want to retire, he want to stay out from the power, but who knows? Actually, Jokowi always have a different opinion. Sometimes he said this, sometimes he said B. So we should be careful again to see the president's giving argument, because I think since Jokowi have a strong approval rating and he still have many followers in public spaces, and
there's a chance to ride on that still.
He's still to be a kingmaker for the administration.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your thoughts. Wasisto Raharjo Jati is our guest today, researcher at the Center for Politics and National Research and Innovation Agency in Indonesia.